Hi and welcome. This is Christy from Rising North. Tonight, I am going to channel a message from a soldier that died in an explosion and randomly appeared for me to channel this message from him to he's trying to reach his family, especially his mom. Um, I'm sure there's a reason he came through to me and wants this on YouTube specifically. So if you do, my only ask as you watch this is if you know who it is that I'm speaking about, if you could get this message, please, over to his mom or sister. That is very, very, very important to him. I'm going to tell you a few details that were coming through, and I'm going to tell you what has kind of come through the channeling. So I actually did the channeling yesterday, and I actually did a video of it um, on YouTube, but there was a lot of blank space because the messages were kind of slow to come in. So tonight, I'm just going to kind of condense what already came through and what he has already spoken to me about. And then I'm going to ask and see if he wants me to add anything, and then I'll put out this version of it. I hope that makes sense. And if you hear me speaking in a different dialect, um, I do when I channel, like anytime my soul is completely open and my heart is open, a different language does come out of me. So kind of be prepared if that does happen. It just naturally, I just started speaking this language many, many, many years ago. So please bear with me if that happens. I will translate to the best of my ability. Some messages cannot be translated when they come through like that, but I will try my best to translate it. So the first thing that I would kind of like to say before I really start is please use your discernment. If you feel like this message you need to hear, then please stay tuned. If you feel like this is not benefiting you in any way, shape, or form, then you can click off. Um, Please also note it's very important in this particular message to know that this is not my human's view on war. What this soldier has to say about war and battle is something I've never heard before. I've never even considered it in my human existence, to be honest. These are not my individual views. I'm the channeler. I'm here to bring through the message. So please um, keep that in mind as you listen to this. And if I get bombarded in the comment section, then I'll know that maybe somebody didn't hear that piece of it. Okay, so here we go. So I will tell you that his name is, and I don't always get names, but his name seems to be Tyler. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it seems like his name is Tyler, so I'm like at 80% sure about that. So Tyler died in an explosion when he was between 21 and 23 years old. He was not in the United States when this explosion happened. He was on duty somewhere in the military, and he was definitely on land when this happened. And and he showed it to me. He was laughing and joking with a couple of friends of his, and he had a helmet on his head, and he was like lighting a cigarette, and the explosion happened out of nowhere. So the first message that he is like pushing me to deliver is his mom, and hopefully she will see this and find this some way or another. His mom, whose name may be Kathy or Laurie or something along those lines. I see her clearly. He showed her to me. She is about 5'9", 5'10". She has a thicker build. almost similar to my build, actually. She is strong. She has a strong personality type. She's just a strong woman. But Tyler is very concerned that his mom keeps breaking down over this explosion, thinking that he suffered tremendously in this explosion as he was dying. And he is channeling through me to let his mom know that he never felt anything, no pain whatsoever. His next thing you know, he told me he was dead, like he was gone. So there was no pain at all. It happened like in a split second in time. And right before the explosion, he was like in a good mood and he was laughing and joking with his buddies. Um, and so he really wants to put his mom's mind to rest that there was no pain or suffering involved. And this happened approximately between 8 and 12 years ago. I know that timeline is a little bit, you know, I mean, there's a 4-year window there between 8 and 12 years, but that is what I know to be true. So I can only speak what I know to be true. So it happened between 8 and 12 years ago. And all of these years later, he his mom has not ever recovered from this. She hasn't recovered from the fact that she feels like he suffered and she still cries. She still thinks of him every day. She still cries about the way that he died. So this message is very, very, very specific for her to know that he did not suffer. And he's nodding and he's like he's got tears coming down as he's conveying this, and it's very important. I feel through him it's very important that she receives this message. His mom raised him by herself. She was a single mom. He does have a sister. She is younger than him, so he died around 21 to 23 years old. I'm not sure. I'm guessing like I'm seeing like she's 2 or 3 years younger than him. Not sure on the name. But his mom, I can see very clearly. She has like dirty blonde hair, um, straighter hair, little bit on the longer side. Um, this shattered her world. When she lost her son, it literally shattered her entire universe. So the importance of this message is I have chills. Like I feel like it's very, very important that she receives this. So if you know her and if you know who I'm speaking about, please get this to her. So the next piece of the channeling that he brought through that I thought was, I mean, I have to consider it as a human being myself because it's just so different than anything I've ever heard, is he talked about what it's like on the other side and that war is not what we all think. And it's not what he thought either when he was here in the living form. He explained to me that war, that I need to channel this through to all of you. So this may also be why you might have been called here to watch this. War is not what you think that it is. It is a collective purging of the collective consciousness of anger and hate and all of those. Picture a giant ball that just keeps growing and growing and growing, like a giant fireball on the planet in each country, right? That's like, and people's negativity or like anything that is anything that disrupts a person's regulated system. That's what, okay. So anything that disrupts a person is it all kind of starts building up within the space or within the country. And war is a way to purge that. And there is no, so what he learned on the other side that he shared with me that I think is so interesting is that war is not evil. War is the balance of the duality, right? Of good and bad. And I hold on, let me explain this correctly here. Let me explain this the way he explained it. The masculine and feminine, like everything has two sides, two polarities. And he was showing me that without getting rid and purging all of that negativity within a country or within a space, um, and with just kind of burying that hostility and never allowing for it to escape in any way, shape, or form, it actually would be more detrimental than the act of war itself. And he's shaking his head. So, um, okay. So I explained that correctly. He's saying that if we just had love and peace and how people like Christy, me, right? I just want everybody to like, I just want, love and peace and rainbows and flowers. And he's saying that it can't all be that. There has to be a duality. There's got to be it war and hostility and all of these quote unquote negatives, right, that we see as negative are not actually negative at all. They're balancing the scales across the board. And I'm not here to say that war does not mean there's suffering. But his point, of course, anytime there's conflict within, anytime we're at war, there's suffering and there's a deep disturbance of peace, right? His view on that, or his words of wisdom on that, were very clear to me that we all are fighting internal wars. This one's just an external war. And the irony is not lost on me, like that he showed me a group of like protesters protesting war and said, this is another form of war. It's just in a different form of conflict and of promoting conflict and of purging that collective angst that needs to come out. So that was his second big major message that he wanted to have come through. And I'm going to just check in with him now and see if there's anything else that he wants me to say while he has the floor. He said, we can't get it wrong. He said, we can't get it wrong. There's nothing to get wrong. There's nothing to get wrong. He said, just enjoy your life while you're there, because it's an honor to be there on the earth. And even though you guys don't think that it's an honor to be there on the earth, it is an honor to be there on the earth. And he wishes he could come back here. He said it's easier on the other side, but he said he wishes he could come back here, and he wishes he could see his mom, especially, and his sister too, but especially his mom, and one really close friend that he had that was with him basically from the time he was a child. Um, he wishes that he could see him again and talk to him and tell him all about the other side. He said, he said we're meant to have fun here. He said, like, we don't have enough fun. He said, so I'm going to use his words. He said, "Yous are too serious." Which, okay, so Tyler, I definitely know you're talking to me on that, because I tend to take my life super serious. So I'm sure I need to internalize that one. But he's saying that we take things way too serious and that we're here to like have fun and enjoy the process. And there's no way you can get it wrong, is what he's saying. He's like laughing, and he said there's just no way you can get it wrong. So just live like you want to live, because you can't mess it up. That's interesting. That didn't come through before now. So I'm just going to give my gratitude to Tyler for it's such an honor to be able to deliver his message, and I feel very honored that he came through to me to channel this to all of you. And he somehow believes that he knows that if that this message is somehow going to get to his mom, or else he would not have chosen me. And it's like I tell any spirit that channels through me, that wants me to channel collectively, for the collective, I say, like, why me? I'm not well known on YouTube. Why? And they're just adamant about it has to get passed through me for some reason. So I really trust the flow and the divine orchestration of everything, right? And the synchronicities and the just the beautiful unfolding of this existence. So I really do trust that whoever needs to see this, to pass this on to Tyler's family, will do that. If I got the name, hopefully I got the name right. I feel like it really is Tyler, but if I got the name wrong and all the other details that I explained match up to somebody that you know, and you intuitively get a hit, oh, that it sounds like she's talking about so and so, but that's not his name. um, Please pass it on to his mom. And he definitely never had a dad in the picture. So that is, I mean, he never knew his dad. He never had a relationship with his dad. It was always just his mom raised him. And when they were younger, I did see, like, they didn't have a lot of money. They definitely did not have a lot of money. I think they lived in an apartment. And they lived in like a urban area, and it's definitely like a small living space. And I'm hoping that helps to just kind of give a little bit more detail for anybody who may think that they can pass this message on. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for your patience for my delivery style, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great night. Bye.